Hi there, everyone. Welcome to episode 590 of the Mike from Maine Show, the place where we do daily interviews with successful online entrepreneurs. This is your host, Mike Thomas, and today on the show we have Josh Ratta on, and we're going to be talking about he's gone from someone that was really a newbie to internet marketing a little over a year ago to being able to learn how to launch his own software products, and he's done amazing things. He's had multiple six-figure launches with very minimal spending on getting these softwares created, and he's done it using a special formula, which we're going to be talking about today. Let's get into it. Here's Josh. We are here today with Josh Ratta. Josh, thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Mike. It's always a pleasure to be on with you.
It's actually nice of Josh to come on today. He's coming to us from a hotel room in Hong Kong, I believe it is. So thank you for taking the time out. It's late there, so we're going to get right into it. Before we do that, Josh, for people that have maybe missed your previous interviews, just tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into creating and selling your own software.
Yeah, so I got into online marketing through my friend Sam Becker, and we're actually launching this product together. But I was just working random job. My whole life was about football. I wanted to be a professional football player. I did quite well in football and things like that. But then anyway, I just came back to London and I was just working a random job. Working as teaching assistant and also just in cafes and things like that. I met up with my friend Sam. I didn't know his background and how well he's been doing on online marketing. And he began telling me, about it and that he could help me to start, in online marketing. And, a year later after he kind of began teaching me on Skype, I began launching my first products, like info products and things like that. The first one kind of bombed, I didn't know what I was doing and didn't get too much. I really didn't know what I was doing, to be honest. But that's the thing, when you start out, you're going to make mistakes. Things aren't always going to go right. It's with everyone who's starting in online marketing, you're kind of trying things out. And even when you are succeeding in online marketing, you're making money, you still, take risks and you try different things, and you'll have things that don't go well, but things will go well, and you just got to kind of keep moving forward. As long as you're doing something, taking action, and you've got a plan, you will be successful, So, so I started creating, video training courses, info products, and started launching them. And we started making sales, hundreds of sales and thousands of sales, some of my products. And then I kind of transitioned into wanting to develop software, because I knew that software has a much higher perceived value. Mm-hmm. And software, it's less work, I guess, for me, because when you're creating training videos, it does take a lot of time. And at first I loved creating videos, but then now I'm kind of like, I don't really want to create videos anymore. I don't have as much motivation to create videos. So it's good to be able to, make a plan with the software, and then go ahead and, hire an outsourcer to go ahead and actually create the software for you, and then you can begin selling that. And you'll see, when people launch products, if they're an info product or a software, often software, you get a much higher, you get much more sales, I guess, and a much bigger income, I guess, from launching software.
If you look at JVZoo and you look at their top sellers, all the products that have made the most money have done the best. I mean, most people are aware of VideoMaker FX, Explaindio, Easy, Sketch Pro, all these different products out there that have been software. These are the ones that they make the most money. They're the ones that customers are crazy for, that our affiliates are crazy to promote because they make a lot of money. So obviously that's attractive as a product creator. To go from information products are great, and I would never knock an information product. This is an information product that we're going to be talking about today. But at the same time, I feel like there's another level there when you get into creating your own software. Are you a software developer? Do you have skills? Like, can you sit down and write code?
Not at all. I don't know anything basically to do with code, but I am like a designer. Like, I started learning Photoshop when I began in online marketing, because I often hired designers to create my sales pages and things like that. But often, you have a picture in your mind of what you want for your sales page and things like that, and the designer doesn't always have the same picture, and so I kind of got frustrated that the designer, I was paying for the designers and they weren't making what I wanted. So I just began, trying to create my own sales page on with Photoshop. And then I started getting good on Photoshop, and then I began designing user interfaces, graphic user interfaces, the GUI of the actual software. And that's been a really, really big help for me, because I can design what the software looks like on Photoshop and then send that to a developer and say, look, I want you to code that and make it into a software. So, learning Photoshop is a great skill that every single person in online marketing, I suggest, you get into. It really will help you. But if you're not good at, if you don't want to do that, you can obviously hire designers, and you can find some great ones as well.
What are some successes, Josh, that you've had so far? Like, have you done launches that have made like 20,000, 50,000, 100,000? Like, what have you done so far?
Yeah, I mean, like when I first started doing like info product launching and video courses, I first started making maybe $10,000 in gross sales, maybe $10,000 to $20,000 in gross sales. Then I started making like 40 to 50, around about $50,000 in gross sales. And then when I went into selling software, like my first software launch I did over $147,000 in gross sales within the first 5 days of selling the software. So there's a massive kind of leap from selling info products and video training courses to software. And then the second software I did over 150 something thousand in that launch week, and so I think developing software is a great thing to do, because often when you create video training, sometimes it can become outdated. Like if you do like Facebook advertising courses, the way Facebook, they change the way that they do things, or for example SEO, you create training courses, but the way that they do the algorithms, they change often, so you need to create more training courses, and so your product becomes outdated. But when you have software, often that can last for years and years and years, and you can create online applications which you can make, which you can kind of create monthly subscription based as well, so you can get recurring income coming from that software as well. It's something that I'm going to be looking to do later on this year, and I'm actually developing right now a software like that. So yeah, software is a great way to go, and it's something that everyone needs to learn if they want to really upscale their business.
How has your life changed since you started focusing on software?
Well, I think, obviously, when you make over $140,000 or $50,000 like in a week in sales, obviously 50% of that goes to the affiliate partners, but that's still a massive chunk of money that you make within a week, and it's something that I never even dreamed of making, So it's obviously given me a great lifestyle. I can work from home. I can work when I want to work. I can travel. In December, I traveled to Laos and Thailand and New Zealand, and then obviously now I'm in Hong Kong. I frequently go to Czech, and so being able to work from my laptop, it means that I can work wherever I go. I can have such flexibility in my life, and I'm not constrained to being able to work, a 9-to-5 job or in an office or something that I don't want to do. So it's a great, it's been a great blessing in my life,
On your sales page for the product we're going to talk about today, Digital Software Lab, it says develop your own highly profitable software applications without needing to know code. And I mean, that's what really interests me about this, because I'm in the same boat as you. Like I understand marketing. I see products that are being launched all the time. I mean, everyone that's on my email list and watches these interviews, they can see that there are people out there making a lot of money launching these different pieces of software. But then I sit back, and even with my experience and my knowledge, I don't have a clue when it comes to sitting down and writing code of software. Like I couldn't write a piece of software that would go and open up your email and click on an email link. Like I have no idea how to do anything as basic as that. So tell us about this. What are we going to learn inside? What's this all about?
Yeah, so I mean, I've kind of broken it into a step-by-step kind of training program. So it kind of teaches you everything from beginning, like how to begin finding ideas for your software, to begin planning out your software, and then in section 2 we go through the graphic user interface, and I kind of walk you through Photoshop, and I design a graphic user interface with you, and kind of point you through what you need to have in your graphic user interface, and then at the end of the module I show you how you can find GUI designers to actually design it for you. Then we go through in section 3 about how to find developers, what kind of developers you need for the type of software that you want to create, whether it's an online application or like a desktop application. a WordPress plugin, a WordPress theme, these kind of things you need to know. And I go through what you need to know when working with developers and things like that. In the final section, me and Sam actually just got an interview just today, actually, just before I got into this interview. And we kind of went through, everything about, working with developers to, selling software, what to do when you kind of, first starting out in online marketing and you want to create your first product. And just, the basic things that everyone needs to know. But it's important that you learn this information, from someone who's doing it, so we kind of go through that. And also how you can begin selling your software in the final module, section 4. So it's basically a complete program. The reason why I kind of created it in the first place is because I'd never seen anyone teaching this. I've seen a lot of people teaching about how to create, info products and video courses and things like that. And you see a lot of people talking about how to create a product, those kind of things. But I haven't seen anyone teaching about how to create software, because, I just haven't seen it. I don't know if you've seen a training course on that, but no one really teaches that. So,
well, I was going to say, sorry to interrupt. The thing that I like about creating software is when people create information products, it's usually along the lines of you learn something, you apply it, and then you teach it. So there's that time frame there, and there's that action that you need to take as far as if you want to create a course about Facebook ads. If you go out there and you just start making a course about Facebook ads and you're not actually doing it, personally, I won't promote your course because you haven't actually done it yourself. You have to have the results and the proof that you've actually done it. Well, if you're going to go out there and create some kind of a plugin about that helps people that are advertising on Facebook, you don't necessarily need to have tons of proof in order to release a product like that. It can be, of course, it's nice when you have some proof on the sales page to go along with it of people that have actually used it, but it's not as necessary as it is with an information product. But one thing that I would be worried about, Josh, is if you're new to internet marketing and you've never really done this kind of stuff before, I'd be worried about wasting money on a product that people aren't actually looking to buy. Like you create something and maybe it does some crazy stuff, but it doesn't have anything that's useful for people, or maybe I spend too much money on getting it done and I get ripped off. Do you address these things in your course?
Yeah, we kind of go through, because, there is a risk, when you're working with developers, you need to know, you really, need to have a plan and idea of what you want to create, and you need to really plan it out well because, if the developer doesn't know exactly what you want, often they'll, lead you on, and I've had problems, with working with developers as well. So we kind of cover, the things that you need to know when working with developers. So, it's for anyone, if you're new to online marketing, it's important that you do, if you want to upscale your business, that you know how to do it. But a good thing to do is if you're brand new to online marketing, then if you want to create a software or like a digital type product, you can create for example, a bunch of PowerPoint templates. You could find like a designer on Odesk and outsource it to create a bunch of PowerPoint templates and package that up as a product. And obviously that's not an info product, but it's a package of templates that people can use to create videos, and people like Peter Beattie and things like that, they launch those products. And they make thousands of sales on those kind of things. So if you're first starting out, obviously the best thing to do is not spend like $5,000-$10,000 on a software, because unless you have a clear plan and you know exactly what you want, but it's good to start with a lower budget and create something, and then obviously go ahead and launch that. But the main thing that me and Sam kind of reiterate is that you need to start taking action. Whatever it is, you need to start taking action. If you're watching this interview and you've bought product after product after product. The main thing is that you just stop buying products and actually take action with something that's that that it works. And for the main three things that I'd say for any online or new person to online marketing is that you learn how to generate traffic, you learn how to convert that traffic into customers, and that you learn how to create products. You need to have something that you can sell online, and you need to have a physical goods like you can sell shoes or some kind of physical item, but that means that you need to carry that stock either in like a warehouse or at your home. Like what we're teaching is create digital products, because when you have a digital product, you can sell in an unlimited amount. You don't need to carry the stock, in your home. It's an instant download from your computer, and that's why we recommend, creating digital products. So learn how to create products, digital ones preferably, and then obviously traffic and conversions for anyone new.
The cost there, I want to dig into that a little bit. As far as is getting something created. In general, on average, how much do you spend on software that's going to be making a lot of money, like $150,000? Did you spend $20,000, $100,000, 10,000, 5,000? Like,
Yeah,
what was your budget on that?
yeah. So for the first one that I made, I actually had a problem with the developer. The guy was mucking me about, and he said he was doing it because I didn't have the experience. I didn't have anyone to tell me what to do with this person. I lost about $2,000 from that guy. Which was my mistake because I didn't do it in the right process. I didn't do it through Odesk and set up the kind of contract and security for myself. So because obviously I didn't have the training, didn't have the knowledge, I lost $2,000. So that's why it's important that you need someone to teach you, and that's why Digital Software Lab is going to really help you with that. But I spent about maybe $8,000, I think, roughly about 8,000 to 10, obviously $10,000 because I lost the $2,000 on that software, but I made a massive return. Right now I'm working on another software, and I've spent about $1,800 for this complete online application, which is going to make me a lot of money, in return. So it's not always about spending a lot of money, but yeah. But also, there is a software that I'm working on as well, which we're releasing in April, and I've already spent like $50,000 on the software. But
Wow.
this software is going to generate, software is going to generate about over $1 million in sales. It's a massive software. So once it's best to start smaller. Obviously, you don't want to spend like $10,000, $50,000 on a software if you've never done it before. It's important that you take action, but you start smaller and just work your way up. Work according to your budget. Don't go into debt or anything like that. But work according to your budget. If it is creating a set of PowerPoint templates, create that first and launch that. But then obviously when you start knowing what you're doing, then you can start upscaling, investing more, and then obviously getting a bigger return on your investment. And that's how businesses work. They upscale, they invest more, but then they obviously get a bigger return. But yeah, so
yeah, each time you create a piece of software, you're going to have another asset in your business. You're going to create a customer list. You can promote affiliate offers. I see Josh's name on the leaderboards for different affiliate contests where he's making extra money from affiliate promotions that he's doing from his customer list there. And I think it's numbers like 10,000, 50,000 or more to invest in something like that. That can be a little bit scary, but if you put it in the perspective of the fact that you were able to make back 150,000 from that, and the profits there, I would spend that all day long to make those kind of profits. And also you have some good advice. Start low. Would you say that having a budget of between 500 and 1,000 for your first project would be good, or even less, more? Like, what do you think?
Yeah, it really depends on if you know what you want to do. If you're kind of stuck for ideas, then it's important you do a bit of research yourself and have an idea and a plan of what you want to create. But it could be, just $200-300 or up to $500, but work within your budget and start small and upscale. I would never have spent $10,000 or $50,000 if I hadn't seen some success in my business and knew that I had knew that I was going to make a return on my investment. It's important that you know what you're doing, and that you get the right coaching and training. So I'd say start small, like we kind of said, and work your way up. Once you start getting, you start making profits, then you can start upscaling, and working your way up, just like I've done in my business.
Do you ever test your ideas at all? Do you ever ask your email list or ask your friends to see if this is a good idea? Do you bounce your ideas off of people beforehand?
Yeah, like at first, when I first started in online marketing, I had no experience in working with computers and internet and things like this. So I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have any ideas. I didn't know anything. But my friend Sam, obviously Sam, keep telling me, just keep doing it, and ideas will start coming. And it's been so true. I didn't think it was going to be like that. But once I started making my first product and my second product, ideas started just popping in my head, and it's like I've constantly got so many ideas. And I have to. I currently have like 4 projects that I've been working on at the same time right now. 3 or 4 projects, and it's and I obviously have more ideas of what I can create. But it is great to have people that you can bounce ideas off. Like me and my friend Sam, obviously we kind of brainstorm things and we talk to each other and just kind of think of different ideas and products we can create that can help people. So it's often looking at things that can help people within your niche that you're going into. Software that you could even make better than what is currently there. Just adding a few extra features to what softwares are out there can help as well in getting ideas. But the main thing is like what I said. I didn't know anything. I just started taking action, started moving, started learning, and as I started doing that, things just started coming together. But if you stay still, you don't take any steps, you're not gonna progress. So start taking action with what you got.
So if people watching are interested in picking up Digital Software Lab, inside they're going to get video training. Anything else inside that they should expect?
Yeah, I mean, we've got like a template on a graphic user, a GUI template, they can download as well, a PSD they can use, to get a basic structure for that. We've got some like kind of like templates they can use to send off to programmers like job posts and things like that as well. And I'm sure we're going to be adding extra bonuses in the next couple of days as well into there. But yeah, I mean, the main thing is that it's a solid training course that we're going to be selling. I was going to be selling for $97. But we decided to, just have a special one-off launch, and then we're going to raise the price to $97 after the 5 days. The main thing is, if you are looking to, build software, you're looking to upscale your business, even in the future, then you need to know what you need to do, and this is what the training course provides. It's not about just adding heaps of bonuses for you to buy it, but if you want to do that, then this is what a product for you.
What kind of one-time offers should people expect?
Well, the first one's a really, really good one. Me and Sam put together. It's a bunch of white label softwares. So like softwares that we've launched, and softwares that they can simply go ahead and purchase and resell, and keep 100% of the profits to the software. So we've got a whole bunch of really good softwares. We've invested like up to over $30,000 in these softwares, together combined. So and they can get access, with less than $100, for all these softwares. So that's a really cool package. And also the next one's like a workshop where me and Sam are going to be getting on and just like giving live coaching about online marketing, about selling products, and just kind of getting on and just answering questions and helping people as much as we can on the workshop.
Cool. So it's the front end product is the training and the resources. The first one-time offer is the products that people can buy, and they can sell them as if they're their own.
Right.
And then the other one-time offer is a live workshop with you and Sam Becker.
Yeah, I think we're doing a few live workshops together with everyone who comes on, so it's going to be fun.
Cool, man. Well, Josh, thank you so much for taking the time out to do this interview late your time tonight. Is there anything else that we missed? Anything you wanted to mention before we wrap it up?
I think we've covered quite most things. I mean, yeah, the main thing is just start taking action and learn how to generate traffic, conversions, and create products. That's the main thing to do with online marketing. Whatever you're going to be doing, you need to know how to do these three things.
Cool, man. Again, thank you very much, and best of luck with your launch.
Thanks, man.
I hope you enjoyed the interview today with Josh. If you are interested in picking up Digital Software Lab, come back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, and you're going to be able to grab it at an early bird price along with my special bonuses. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow.